Oh, hey everyone.
Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for checking in with us. I'm Pat.
I'm Ruby.
We are the Realennials.
The Realennials, that's what we are.
Richie rocks.
All right. This is a new segment that we're doing.
Yeah.
We're reading questions that we get emailed to us. Please feel free to email us at therealennials@gmail.com if you have any questions that you'd like us to discuss on the air.
Yeah, guys, we're super big time now. So we got one question in our email inbox and we started a segment about it.
So here we go. Ruby's going to read off a question that we got from an anonymous listener of ours. Thank you for sending in the question, and we hope we get more.
I almost gave this person's name away just now. Okay, so the question is, here's what they wrote. My wife and I have been married for coming up on 5 years. I'm 28 and she is 25. I'd be lying if I say we didn't rush into marriage, but it worked out, especially for the first few years. We were so very happy, getting along great, never arguing, and just loving each other to the fullest. Now fast forward, and I don't feel the same way anymore. It has been slowly but surely building up, and I don't feel the same as I did. I don't get excited to see her. I don't even particularly enjoy spending time with her. This may be shallow, but I'm not particularly attracted to her physically anymore, which, needless to say, has affected our sex life. The problem is that she is still very much in love with me, and I just kind of wish she wasn't, because I can't stand to hurt her. I've never dated much either. I have a steady girlfriend I had a steady girlfriend through the majority of our high school life, then met my wife shortly after high school, and I want to be able to date. I miss the butterflies and getting to know someone else. I also have a desire to be single for a while, which I never really have been. Also, being 28, I am a bit concerned about the fact that the rest of my life is etched in stone with who I will be with. She's not a bad person. I just want something different. And what's worse is I have developed a slight crush on her best friend. Oh God. It was never my intention. We just get along so great, and I actually do thoroughly enjoy seeing her and even miss and think about her. I'm at such a loss. I don't know what to do. Dang. I kind of read through that question, but I didn't read the very end part of it.
Wow.
Kind of sucks. Thanks for hitting us with some deep shit.
Thank you, anonymous user, for sending us an email and reaching out to us at therealennials@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks for using that email. We weren't getting much action, but this was a doozy. Some action.
Wow. This is a lot to take in.
Yeah. So, okay, so they rushed into marriage.
It seems like they rushed into marriage. It's what he's saying.
They rushed into marriage.
I'm assuming it's a he.
I'm assuming it's a he too. I think.
Forgive me.
I mean, it could be
all the PC police out there. Yeah, we're assuming gender.
I don't think we can't really tell from the email either.
But the anonymous user says, "My wife and I have been married for coming up on 5 years. So, and you've only been married 5 years, and you're just super young, right? So,
oh man, that's what's. I don't know. Let's talk about why this is relevant to our listeners. Guys, why, we're obviously answering. We could have just emailed this person, but we think you guys should hear what we have to say about this.
Well, and they asked us to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
That's why
that
they
too.
sent it to us.
That too. We need to keep that email just in case they say, why are we airing out their dirty laundry? But this is relevant. People, I feel like divorce rates are really high. With all this online dating bullshit where people are just like on Tinder to hook up and, stay habitually single, don't ever connect to other people. This is kind of relevant because it's I think for our generation, we had a lot of ideas about love from TV, and I don't necessarily think it represented like all of the possibilities. So, I mean, did you ever watch stuff when you were younger and it gave you the idea that you could fall out of love, or that once you got married, you were there forever?
I would say that previous generations had TV and things like that. I mean, there's Lucy and all the shows. My thing is I think in this particular instance, it's a case of just it's millennials. The thing is about us and people our age is that we are dynamic and we change more often and more dramatically than generations have before us, and we do it in a way that's we can change our lifestyle entirely. We can change our setting. We can change our work. Millennials are way more likely to switch jobs. They switch jobs on average throughout but from the time that they're in a working age to the time that they retire, they'll have worked on average, I think 5 to 7 different jobs than their parents did.
Oh.
So we're just more dynamic. We change more, and things change about us. And I think it's a little bit more difficult to maintain a relationship, particularly at that age.
Okay, I agree.
If you get married when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're probably going to change. If you're a millennial, you're probably going to change to 2 or 3 different versions of yourself by the time you're like 28 years old. So if you maybe if you live in a setting where you're out in a small community out in like middle America and things don't change, and the style is still the same from 20 years ago and things don't change, then maybe that kind of situation is possible. But if you're living in any kind of updated and modern area, or in a scenario where things are, but even no matter where you live, you probably have the internet. There's very few places in the States and the U.S. that don't have the internet. And you're probably on Twitter, on Snapchat, you're on Facebook. You are used to trends changing. You have access to all these different things. And so I think people change. I think people just change. They change more frequently is probably the more appropriate word, is what I was looking for. And emotions change and things change. And I think personally, I'll get a little bit personal. Mm-hmm. I felt like I understood this, and I don't date. I haven't dated for a long time. You know, I'm nearly 30 years old. I haven't really dated because I think what my understanding is that I'm not quite the version of myself that I'm most happy with, that I want to go into old age with. And that's why I haven't really put myself out there. And I'm approaching that. I feel like I am approaching that. And I think that's how I'm going to put myself out there when I'm ready to find someone that wants to be with that person.
That future you.
That future me. Mm-hmm. And so I'm barely figuring out that me now, and I'm 30. And I think I'm just as much as subject to this as much as anybody, is not knowing who I was in my 20s.
Well, yeah, people are going to change a lot. But it's, I don't know what, okay, so he doesn't love his wife anymore. He's not attracted to her. He doesn't like spending time with her. Oh, man, what's up with the commitment? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? Like, I mean, I see where he's getting cold feet, but there's a commitment issue here too. He said that's what he was going to do. And now he's just like, oh man, maybe. Is it because our society says it's okay? Or is it because he's so self-aware that he knows that she should be able to leave? Oh, okay to maybe like get out of this relationship. They're married, it says they're married. So maybe get out of the marriage. Like he says nothing about wanting to work on the marriage at all. He's just saying like, hey, this is kind of a shitty situation.
He did not say any.
No, he's just saying.
We're assuming gender.
Yeah, we are assuming gender, but I'm assuming he's a dude. And he likes her best friend. It's some bullshit. Like, no, like,
okay, hold on. Let's take it one bit at a time. So it's been slowly building up. So your first problem is the lack of communication.
Well, yeah.
If you're
don't let
have
it build
been
up.
Unhappy, why have you been unhappy? Do you understand why this has been building up? Is there something? Have you communicated the fact that you don't feel the same? I don't get anywhere that you've communicated that.
I don't think.
That you don't feel the same. That you woke up at some point, anywhere that you've written to us, that you have communicated to her that at some point along the line that you don't feel the same, and have you communicated to her asking, is there anything that you should try as a couple, as individuals that might change that perspective?
That's good advice.
Because I don't believe that you have in what you've written to us.
No.
So I think there's a lack of communication that could have maybe prevented this end.
Or had this happened sooner so it wasn't so painful after 5 years of marriage.
Exactly.
Hopefully no kids. Maybe a dog.
So
probably a house.
I don't see it either.
They got something.
So you're saying it affected your sex
together.
life, and the sex life is important. It's absolutely important. And but it seems like you're just letting things slide. You're not communicating with each other, and that's how this relationship ended up here. I always say communicate. That's my thing.
It is important.
You never know how a relationship is going to end up unless you communicate. That's how you can control how it ends up. Otherwise, if you don't communicate, you end up with a situation that you weren't necessarily prepared for. If you communicate, then you're setting up that relationship how you need it to be versus ending up with what you get. And then you're left at the end of the situation like, oh shit, what happened?
Yeah, it's true.
So that's my perspective on that first part where you're telling me you didn't communicate any of this to her. So you never dated much. You've had a steady girlfriend a lot. You don't really know what to do now about this. You miss the butterflies and the getting to know someone else. This is where I feel like you were just too young. You got to know her. She got to know you, and it sounds like you guys kind of got bored with each other, which, I mean, it happens. I mean, again, there's that commitment issue, but maybe if you recognize that and communicate that to each other, you can leave that. You might be able to amicably leave that relationship, go your separate ways, and it's not as dreadful or killing you at the end of the day.
That's how hard is that to communicate though with somebody? You know what I'm saying? You know, is he gonna come up and be like, "Hey, honey, I starting to not be attracted to you." You know what I'm saying?
It starts with the beginning. At the beginning, where you say things aren't feeling the same, and I don't know what it is, but
you're much more eloquent than I would be.
This is the things that are going on. This is how I'm feeling. I don't feel anything right now, and I don't know if it's just a phase, but maybe we need to talk to somebody, or maybe we can talk about it, or whatever. But this is how it is, and as long as you let it know, because the worst thing that you can do is let it fester, and then it will fester for a long time, years even. People stay married for years, and they hate each other.
Yeah, and let things just simmer.
And that's no good for anybody either. So there's commitment or not commitment or whatever, but what matters is people's happiness, and also not doing wrong by people. And if you genuinely are not happy with someone who's in love with you, you have to tell them. And you have to do it for yourself and for them. Give them the most opportunity that they have to move on instead of wasting years of their life and your life. So communication, that will minimize the damage, in my opinion, of just being... The truth is always going to come out no matter what. And why wait years or waste time and energy and anger and hatred and all these emotions that you could be feeling, you could be using towards other things in your life.
Yeah.
So he said, or this person says, I'm a bit concerned about the fact that the rest of my life is etched in stone. Yeah, it's not.
It's called you made your decision, though.
You made a mistake. Let it be known. Put it out there on the table. and deal with it.
Do you think that they should break up? Do you think that he should get a divorce?
I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that he needs to communicate these emotions to his wife now, as soon as possible. And then however that relationship happens, it happens. Again, this is one of those things where I've talked to you about this. I don't know, and we don't know the person that he's talking about.
That's, yeah, we've talked about this before.
It's
you
hard
can't
to say what he should do, per se, if based
relative
on
to what
so
who she is.
It should start out with communication, and then depending on how that communication goes, then you choose a route. But if she could potentially be like, I feel the same way,
or give you evidence to maybe sway your opinion or whatever.
Or
evidence.
she deserves that
facts,
much.
information.
I think that's the most slapped on part of arguments and relationships is like the person always has a right to the response to your emotions.
Yeah.
And if you don't give them that, that's not fair.
That isn't fair.
Regardless of if it plays out in your favor or not. And so that's what people are most scared of, I think, in general, is negative response.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but that's not, you can only put that information out there. You can't control how they react to it, but you have to let them react to it. If you're in a relationship with someone, you owe them that.
To give them that opportunity with that information to react to it, to have an opinion about it.
So it may not go in your direction, but at least you put yourself out there, and you shouldn't, and then you won't have anything to regret in the long run. And that's my opinion.
But that's where I don't know. Like, yeah, you should put that out there, but it's got to be hard is all I'm saying. Like for this guy,
easy.
Maybe that takes some more self-development or something, but this dude, he definitely let it go too far, and now he's in love with this chick's best friend.
Oh, okay. So he talks about having a slight crush. He never said he's in love. Oh. That's what it words in someone's mouth, Ruby.
He did say a slight crush.
But he's probably in love with her. Quit playing.
Yeah. He thoroughly enjoys seeing her and even miss and think about her. Sounds like love, buddy. Man, this is an unfortunate situation. I hope they figure it out. My advice would be to, if you haven't explored the options on, maybe fixing what you have, because millennials are a throwaway generation. We are disposable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really bad. So maybe we could try to fix what we have instead of go buy something shiny and new, like a best friend somewhere. I don't know. My thoughts go out to this couple. You know what? And there's probably so many couples right now around the U.S. making these same decisions, if not harder. Think about all the. When you get into a relationship, you have to deal with this type of bullshit. Like,
yeah,
there's not only is this a situation, there's all kinds of other situations that it could be happening. Imagine the people with kids, everybody with kids. These people are married, but imagine people with kids, or imagine people that are getting divorced. Like, it's so overwhelming now that I'm thinking about how many, interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, let's just focus on this one question. So, all right, so you have a slight crush on her friend. It sounds like that's just a question of proximity. You're genuinely unhappy with your current relationship, and she's probably the only other female that's somewhat attractive that you get to be around on some
she's the other grass. She's the greener grass that you see.
And so maybe she's a crush. Maybe you have genuine feelings for her, but I have a feeling that it's just proximity. It's just opportunity, and it's your unhappiness in your current relationship manifesting into this other thing because of your lack of communication. So I just need to let that be known. I think that sums up everything you talked about in your letter. Maybe don't be so quick to throw things away. I think communication can really alter your point of view. Given the opportunity, you have to let it happen. there's a chance that it won't, and then you move on from there.
I have some more advice. Maybe she hates you too. No, I'm just joking. No, it says on here that she's very much in love with him. Maybe she's putting on a ruse too. I don't know.
I don't know, man. People are scandalous.
You do not know. No, we were just talking about that earlier. People are scandalous. Like, you think people, like, there are things people are doing out there that are just crazy to each other. It's crazy. Like, couples are fucked up. Just everybody. It's just, you know what, guys? Just let me just repeat it. Stay woke. Like,
stay woke.
Just stay woke. Just, you know, just look out for the well-being of everybody and yourself.
All right. Well, thank you, Anonymous, for sending in your question. We very much appreciate your listenership and your attention to what we're trying to do here at the Realennials. We hopefully could help you. We're keeping it anonymous, and hopefully that advice helps other people as well. Thank you so much for sending in the question.
Yeah, shout out to Bobby. No, I'm just joking.
Please send in your questions to us at therealennials@gmail.com or hit us up on our Facebook page. We'd be more than happy to address any questions or advice that you need or seeking out to us.
Yeah, give us some real shit. I want to answer some real questions. Yeah, that's it. That's what we got for you guys. I hope you liked our advice.
All right. Thanks for tuning into the advice segment.
We were talking about some real shit earlier.
Yeah, we were. We've been talking about some real shit all evening.
We really have. Good thing we hopped on here so you guys could listen to us. But the one thing that we said, and we've been dancing around this topic, we've been bringing it up, but we can't talk about it, is we want to talk about Master of None Season 2.
Oh my goodness. So good. Aziz Ansari is a genius.
Yo. Didn't he speak to a generation?
He did.
He speak to a generation?
This is classic.
Oh man, it was so good. It's so funny. It was
so funny. The cinematography was great.
Yeah.
The music was so on point.
The music was on point.
Oh man, the themes that he hit, it was so perfectly balanced between just awkwardness and drama and comedy.
Oh, it was so good. And the visuals were so great. And the acting and casting was amazing.
Yes, the writing was there. I love how it picked up from kind of where the first season left off, where him going to Italy.
Oh, yeah. That's where it left off?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Was it like him getting on a plane?
Yeah. Because
it was a plane taking off. That's how it ended, right?
Because his girlfriend decided to move to Japan.
Oh, yeah.
So he just said, F it. He didn't want to be in New York anymore, so he moved to Italy to learn how to make pasta.
I mean, I guess I knew that, but I didn't realize that's really how it ended.
Yeah. So that's like where that writing comes into place. So good. What was your favorite episode from the season? We shouldn't try to give spoilers, but we can discuss some things.
We should just say spoiler alert in the bleeping title. And talk about it freely, because I'm pretty sure people have already been through this. People have already seen this.
Yep.
Right?
Chances are that's probably the case.
Yeah. Our producer Jessica's here. Have you seen it, Jessica?
Jessica from the producing booth.
She has seen it as well. So no surprises here. My favorite episode was episode like the 6th or 7th episode. It's the I Love You, New York, New York, I Love You, or whatever it was called. Damn, I should probably do my research. Sorry, Aziz.
The episode was
it was so dope. Like,
it was so different.
Let me tell you, I was so mad. I made a bowl of soup to eat because I wasn't feeling good this week, and that's when I was binging on it. So I made this bowl of soup. It was nice and warm, and I put it in front of me, and I was watching this on my iPad, and then the deaf part popped up, and I couldn't eat my soup because I had to watch what was going on. Like, it was so good. The omittance of sound, just like blew my mind. Like, I had to pay attention. Like, I had to like hyper focus on what was happening, because you can't follow the storyline. And they were saying some funny shit.
Yeah, that was so funny. That scene was so just great.
Oh, it was so good.
How rare is it? Like, you can't just do that. You can't just have like a whole scene of like deaf people with no sound. But he did it, and it made it awesome. So I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, it was so dope. And in that same one, it like crosses paths with that cab driver.
Oh yeah, but wait, before we leave that one though, it was like so fucking funny how the lady was like, "Can you please not talk about that? My kids are here." Like, what are the chances?
They know ASL too.
What are the chances of another deaf family being there at that business? And the deaf family is like, "Please don't talk about vaginas in front of my children in sign language. They know sign language."
It was so hilarious.
Oh my god, that comedy is so genius.
Man, my favorite part of that entire episode though was how it ended. It was so cute.
Yeah.
It ended with, do you remember, Jessica? Producer Jessica doesn't remember. It ended with that all those cab drivers, they couldn't get into the club. He was like, "I'm not letting your dad and his 2 sons in here."
Oh man, that was funny.
And then they ended up at the restaurant that guy worked at. Their other roommate that was like all like, "I'm not going to the club. I'm gonna go make some money." And then those chicks were there too, and then they're all dancing to the cool. Six Flags song. It was so dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, that episode was the best. But the last episode was good. They're all good. All the episodes
were good.
I can't pick.
BFFs. The best food friends.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. We should definitely steal that idea because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Hey, what happened with Jeff and his lawsuit, though? I don't remember. Did they actually sue him?
The Chef Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was left as a loose end.
Yeah.
Like, it was like...
Nobody knows.
That happened on Raven. Raven was on it. She's all like... she was all like... "Well, here on Raven, we're going to confront these issues and talk about them."
Yeah.
And then it was like... "But we'll be right back after these commercials." Like, oh my god. Raven killed it. That shit was funny.
And then they brought up Raven and she's like, "Don't talk about that show here."
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
My favorite part was the Jabberwockies.
Oh
yeah, the Jabberwockies.
That was
the
hilarious. First episode, right? I think
no,
so.
that was like
That
the
was
fourth
like
episode.
3
It was the fourth episode or the fifth.
Oh man. Oh, what about Mario?
Oh, he was my favorite kid.
He was
Mario
so
the
cute.
kid?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that kid was hilarious. The whole season was so good.
It was so good.
Oh, what else
And
happened?
like how it
I'm
started.
gonna play devil's advocate. I've seen better. It was good, but it wasn't like so good.
It was so good.
Dude,
It was
I
so good.
completely disagree with Jessica. It was so fucking good.
100% disagree with Jessica. She is clearly a lunatic.
Yeah, it was good.
Haters gonna hate, I guess. I'm not a hater. It was good, but like, there are things that could have been better.
Like
Like
what?
what?
I think the story could have flown better. It wasn't so fluid.
It's not supposed to be. Every episode's supposed to be its own thing.
It's
Yeah.
That's
But
I think why I didn't
I think
connect with it.
it pulled together a lot of things though, because you see parts of Aziz's life. Like you see the Thanksgiving episode was a good one because you see kind of how he grew up
Yeah, that's the thing.
and like
is
why he has the friends he has.
But it's not just about him. It's like about. I feel like, anyways, I don't know if I've heard him describe it even in interviews, but to me, it's also about just life in New York City, I think, and about being a millennial essentially, and like dating and the need to travel and being a foodie. So it's about all of those things, and each episode elaborates on one topic a little bit more than the other episodes, but it's a common theme of just like the experience of the millennial in New York City.
Yeah, and about other generations too, because like they talk about religion. I mean, he talks
and the
about
episode
food.
with the most random episode was the episode of his Asian friend's dad.
I love
he's
it.
dating 2 women.
That was hilarious. That
What was the dog's name? Chloe?
Coco?
Coco.
Wait, but he just like took Coco?
Yeah.
I think that's what it seemed like, but I think he might have
That
actually
was the
got a
same
different
dog.
one. I thought it was too.
I think it was the same dog. Like, weird.
That shit was so funny. Because it, like, demonstrates, I think it's part of a millennial conversation, too, because it's just modern. Like, it was like, his dad was going through the same dating problems that we go through. Like, that's why it was an interesting episode.
What? I don't have that shit going on.
Just like deciding who to date,
I guess that's
and
true,
like
too.
back in his day, it was like you met one person and you married him for 50 years or whatever, and that was it. Like, or arranged marriages or whatever, or even, you get married at 20 and you're just married forever. But like then I don't know. They never said what happened to his mom, but I don't think it said. Maybe it said in the first season. But he was dating women. I think he said they made him on Tinder or something.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't remember either.
I don't know if it said how he met those ladies, but he was like, yeah, I'm dating Linda and Michelle or Megan or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm talk to her and tell her that we're breaking up.
But what cracks me up is that he tries to break up with the Linda lady first, and you're like, oh, and then don't you find out later who the other lady is?
It shows both of them, yeah. And then he's like, all right, Linda made him all the food, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna break up with Michelle. Or whatever her name was.
But I never expected it to be a black lady.
I know, that was dope. Like,
that's what was funny. It's like he goes to break up. I thought it was going to be two Asian ladies. He's going to go break up with another Asian lady. And then it's not an Asian lady. It's a black lady. Like,
it's your bag.
I loved it. Like, I was
and it
so
brought
unexpected.
To me, it brought it full circle from the first season because his dad, that was the same dad that told the story of growing up with the pet chicken and like not being able to have pets.
Oh yeah.
And like it doesn't make sense. Like you didn't have fun as a kid. Like fun is a new thing. You remember that conversation?
Yeah.
And he's like pets were just food or whatever. And so like it brought it full circle that he's like experiencing millennial dating problems and also becoming attached to a pet.
Like everybody in America.
Yeah.
Dogs are a thing.
Yeah, so I thought that was a really clever episode. Despite it seemingly not being related to anything, I thought it brought that whole story full circle from the first season.
Some things do connect, and I acknowledge that.
Oh man, that was good.
Episode. I'm like confused.
The first day episode was good too. I mean, that's literally what it's like. Just girls are sitting on their phone swiping. Everybody's sitting on their phone just swiping.
Oh, the dating episode?
Yeah, the dating
when
episode.
He's like at dinner and she's on Tinder swiping.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you on the app right now?" She's like, "Well, it's early," and
she's like,
I
"What do you think of him?"
Somebody else.
Oh man, that was so funny. That's so real too.
It is true. I know people that have done that. I don't think I've met up with two like online dating dudes on one night, but producer Jessica has.
No shame.
No shame.
No shame.
Who were they? Let's talk about it. How'd that go?
Yeah, how'd it go? You still seeing both of them?
No.
Same nights?
No.
Did you make the first dude look at the second dude?
What do you think about this guy?
I've done that before.
Oh no.
Goodness
on
gracious.
A date?
Those poor guys.
Jessica.
Pat, tell her. That's bad news, Jessica. You know what that's called?
Being transparent.
You're right. I was going to say fuck girl, but
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
like
that's
yours better.
kind of being a fuck girl, I think.
Is fuck girl a thing?
It is now, thanks to Jessica. I think she just invented it.
Fuck you guys.
Jessica invented fuck girl.
Yeah.
This is the Realennials, I guess.
Oh, Urban
And
Dictionary.
she probably ghosted both of them.
Urban Dictionary has... Oh, I found a lot of other stuff by those links. Oh, dang. That sucks. Fuck girl. What do you think of Francesca? You think she was being a fuck girl?
Oh, wait, before we move there. This dating episode. Oh, my God. That shit was so funny.
It was so good.
All the different girls he went on dates with, like, man, that's what
What
dating
about
is
the
like.
white girl with the doll with the black face?
That was a little awkward.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he made it a way bigger deal than it needed to be.
Yeah, I
that
thought
was a
so,
little bit
too.
weird. Like,
I think she just got upset. He just asked a question. She, like, didn't get it.
Yeah, I felt like that was also just not the most
Also 'cause
appropriate
she's
time to
right.
ask the question
Yeah,
and make things
not
awkward.
appropriate.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe next time you're on a date or, you know, if you get
Get to
invited
know
back
each
over
other,
there.
like, for real.
Maybe
for real.
like maybe she had a black nanny growing up and her nanny gave that to her as a gift that she had in her family for generations.
I mean, maybe. But
But you know, they
Didn't
didn't
turn
even
out to be that
discuss
way.
it. Well, she didn't say where she got it from, right?
no, she just got very.
No, I think she said a friend gave
Oh,
it
she
to
said
her.
it was a gift.
Oh yeah,
I
her
think.
friend gave it to her. Well, she doesn't know that he, she didn't describe her friend either. So there's a lot of conclusions to jumping that he did without really knowing the full story. He could have asked like, "Where'd you get that from? Like, who's your friend? Is she?" Before he starts being accusatory.
Well, he was like, "Am I the darkest person that has seen that?"
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Good call. It was really good. In any event,
That was a good episode too.
my favorite part of the whole thing, though, despite all of the good stuff, was like him eating that bowl of ramen, when they were shooting
Chef
that
Jeff?
film of BFFs.
And he kept saying the F word.
And I was like, oh my god, that makes me want ramen so bad. Is there a ramen place here in KC?
There is a ramen place. There are a couple of them, actually.
I want to go so
I
bad and
think
get
there's
some
one
ramen.
down by Westport they recently opened. Not
Yeah,
recently, but
It's on
like-
Broadway.
I would like some
Not
good,
awesome.
like, fat noodles, like some good quality
Columbus
ones.
Park ramen is pretty good. I've been there a few times. Actually, it's really
I've
good.
been thinking about that since I saw that episode. Just like, I want ramen real bad.
so what was
Yo,
the
the food in that episode.
But
though.
okay, here's my question. They stole his phone in the first episode. How did he have a phone the rest of the time? Did he get a new one?
got a new
because
one.
they didn't show that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he got a new one.
They don't show
Oh.
everything. Just it's called movie magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but like I don't remember them mentioning it either.
Yeah, no, he mentioned it to Arnold.
Oh.
Because Arnold showed
My
up
favorite
like...
part was when Arnold showed up in Italy.
Yeah, because Arnold showed up like the weekend after that he lost his phone. Because he was still sad about the chick. Because when Arnold got down there, he thought that it was her. He was like, a beautiful lady's downstairs waiting for you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So we know, I mean, it doesn't explicitly say when, but we know it was like probably within a couple of weeks that Arnold showed up. So we know he got a new phone right away. But that's just like boring adult shit. That why would you put that in the episode?
Well,
But he did mention something to Arnold about it being a new phone. Or he mentioned the fact that he lost his phone while he was like on his phone. So it's kind of like goes without saying.
yeah.
He was telling the
I
story
didn't
to
catch
Arnold.
it. That's why I was like,
I really admire Aziz
I
for speaking.
was criticizing
Italian.
the story writing because I didn't catch that.
Yeah, because a lot of it is like a part of the genius of it is a lot of it is visual too. Like the scene where he's just riding in the taxi at the end of the episode for like 5
Yeah.
minutes, fucking pure genius.
Yes.
And it's like minutes long.
And how it starts in black and white. The entire series starts in black and white.
I love
Yeah.
that.
And
That
they
was a
have like
great
some
episode.
sweeping panning scenes, and oh man,
that
yeah.
village in Italy.
Yes.
That's the village he actually like. He went and moved there for months while he was writing the season.
Yeah, I heard him say that he was writing. I didn't know he actually like filmed there also.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like inspiration until I watched it, and then I was like, oh, because I've seen him on a couple of like interviews recently.
Late
And
night.
Like he actually did what
Yeah.
he wrote about. Like he went there, he moved to Italy for a summer or for months or whatever, and learned how to make pasta in that shop. And he filmed at all the places that he was at when he moved there to write. So the pasta shop was a real pasta shop that he lived in, or not lived in, but learned how to make pasta in real life.
Yeah.
And got all the permits and permissions to film there in that little village. Is a little tiny village, he said.
I
But,
like.
oh my god, so
It was
good.
so good. I like how Raji was wearing a tux and then he changed.
Oh my god.
Is that his cousin?
It's his friend.
That's his
Okay,
friend.
yeah. He put it under the sink.
Oh my god! And then John Legend shows up. Man, that was such a good episode. And fucking Francesca,
Yo, she's dope.
But hold on, before we get there.
No, you know who's a fuckboy? Pinot.
Pinot proposed. Pinot loves.
After 10
Francesca.
years. After 10 years.
Yeah, and that's what people do.
He was in
Oh
love
man,
with
it
her.
spoke to our generation so much because that's she was also, everyone was dealing with like, what do I do with my life? Like, I don't know.
But that was real life because he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, like, it didn't show that he was cheating on her or anything. And that's, like, in movies, oftentimes they make it very black and white. Like, he cheats on her, so she leaves him to be with the good guy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, in real life, that's not always how it is. Like, sometimes you're just not in love with a good person, and you have to leave that relationship because it's not a healthy or won't be a healthy relationship in the long run. You're doing it for all the wrong reasons, and those are the things you have to consider. And so that was some real shit. I really respect how they wrote that and made it very real, because it's not, things aren't so easy. And that's what the part of the dynamic between her and Aziz was when she was like having good times with him and like falling in love with him. It's like, how am I going to, you know, she didn't even know if it could work, or she just knew that she enjoyed it. But man, it was deep. It was real deep, and those episodes were really good.
And then the Italian and the food and just like everything.
Eating pasta in Italy is my... How does it go?
Eating pasta in... I don't...
Italy is my
Eating
favorite.
pasta in Italy is my favorite thing. Oh my god, dude. Arnold, man, that was so good.
Dude,
Arnold was on that app.
Honestly, I think my favorite part was when Arnold saw Bernard.
At the wedding?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. I think it was so good because it obviously more dramatizes it than real life, but it demonstrates how like an intelligent person can lose their cool over emotions in real life too. You're just like, oh my god, why did I text that person, or why did I do something stupid? But like, they did it big time, and he like called out his oh my god, when he like mini me or whatever. Oh my god, that was so good. And
Fake Arnold.
Fake Arnold, and then he's all on that app and shit. Like the next day, forgot all about it.
Yeah,
like,
hey cutie.
Hey cutie.
Hey cutie.
He's like, what do you say? I'm killing it on this app right now.
It was the same day.
Tall Boys app.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He
So
said big
good.
bud needs little bud to show proportion.
But for
what about
Francesca.
Nipples and toes 23.
Nipples and Toes 23. Oh man, that was a really
Is
good
it
episode.
Nipples and toes or nipples and?
Nipples and A-N-D toes 23. Nipples and toes 23.
So-
Nipples and toes 23.
I wonder if that's a real Instagram. Go look it up.
I'm sure it is now.
That'd be some cool multi-platform marketing right there.
But it was Angela Bassett, right?
Yeah.
There was,
The mom,
Yeah, that was such a
asked
good
Ruby, I was like,
episode.
who's that actress? And Ruby didn't answer me.
that was a really
She
good
did.
episode. She did so good in that. That was like Oscar worthy, just for her in that one episode.
Yeah, I agree.
She was...
And then the last Thanksgiving.
The grandma was good too.
Yeah, all of them. The last Thanksgiving where they're like, yeah, we knew you were smoking weed up there the whole time. The whole house smelled like weed. It's so funny because it's like brought back like feelings of growing up for myself because they're effectively the same age as them. And then how like you grow up into adults with your family and you can talk about real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all
what's
in
going
one
on
episode.
right now with me and my parents. Like I can talk about whatever, and they're just like, "You're old enough." It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's, oh man. So it touches on all of that, you know? It's so fucking good. And then Francesca at the end.
Oh, man.
Those are some good episodes.
Those were some great episodes. Like,
I like how, well, okay, so I kind of like how it
made me feel warm and fuzzy, but also sad. You know? I felt sad for Dev.
It seemed a little bit confusing that they had like a bunch of random episodes and then they like
Tied it all back together.
and then they at the end they brought it and focused it onto like one narrative.
Yeah, that's true.
So it seemed like maybe, I don't know, I'm not complaining at all because I loved every minute of it, but
It was all good. Yeah.
it seemed like there was not a
Consistency.
consistent theme throughout, which that's not necessarily, it wasn't the goal obviously, but it seemed a little odd that there was one at the end, like just out of nowhere, because the last couple episodes could have just been like a movie essentially. There was a lot of things throughout the season that didn't relate at all to
Yeah, the Asian dad.
Yeah, the Asian dad and the Thanksgiving one. The Thanksgiving one, I mean, it contributes to the story between him and his friend.
Yeah, but it was kind of random.
I really liked his manager when she showed up at the cake.
Cupcake?
Or no, at the Raven thing.
Oh, I don't know.
And then they break the story about Chef Jeff.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you a pervert too?" And then she stares him down for like a minute.
Oh, yeah. Who was that?
She's
that was,
hilarious. That was.
She's like on SNL or something.
I don't know what she's on, but she's funny as frick.
Who was that? I'm like blanking on who it even looks like.
She was
She's like,
funny.
"Yeah, are you a pervert too? I'm looking into your soul." All right, you all right,
like,
but I'm watching you.
You're gonna go out there and get this money. Like,
yeah.
I love her attitude. Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
They're so guys. We're just talking now amongst ourselves.
I totally thought that. I knew a scandal was about to hit. But I thought it was gonna be like from when they were in the park and they were talking and she was like, I caught you sucking off my dog." I thought it was gonna be like a viral video clip and he was gonna get in trouble and like kicked off the show or something. He had to like explain it to the world.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be more to that. You're right. That would
have been a good scandal.
But
no, what happened was
a major twist.
Yeah.
It wasn't major because it was kind of like dropped here and there that something was going on.
Mm-hmm. Because like that makeup artist left. He had said something about her.
She was fine. She was like
really
the
pretty.
finest.
Yeah.
But anyways,
we're all just thinking about her.
Yeah, she is so beautiful. Oh my god.
Oh, it was such a good series.
But Francesca was beautiful too.
Francesca was so good. Her character was so good.
Oh man, that was so good. That when they go to that art field or whatever, that was like cinematic.
Yeah.
That was nice.
There's some nice wide shots there. Oh, guys, watch it. If you haven't watched it, I feel bad for you.
Give them your Netflix username and password so they can all watch it.
Okay,
all
I'm
right.
going to give you guys my Netflix info.
It's Nipples and Toes 23
at
Password 12345.
Instagram.com.
Nipples and Toes or Nipples in Toes?
No. Nipples and A-N-D toes. 23.
Nipples and Toes.
Nipples and toes. I like the grandma in that episode too. She was like, "Oh yeah, it always smelled like reefer in here."
Oh yeah, yeah.
I loved how Aziz was yelling across the table. It's like super awkward.
What was he saying? Like the most awkward one.
The yams.
No.
Oh yeah, and he kept asking about how she made them.
Oh yeah, that shit was so funny. Grandma, did you put something special in the yams? It's like, boy, you better stop yelling. You know what's in them damn yams. Oh my goodness, that shit was so funny.
Yo.
But I thought that he did something like that too when he was explaining something to, aside from the nipples and toes one. It was like explaining something about the girlfriend or how they.
Oh, how she went
China.
to China and they confused her for Beyonce.
Yeah, something like
and
that.
She didn't have to tell them that she wasn't Beyonce.
Oh yeah. Because the mom was still a little upset about the lesbian thing, so he was like saying something about it to the grandma.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, that was such a good episode.
That was funny.
Oh man.
I'm gonna rewatch all
Is
of
he?
it.
Is he?
Hashtag spoiler alert.
How is he filming the third season? Aziz, listen.
He's doing the same. He's going to
a different
Japan this time.
No way.
And he's there, right? No, he already did. He already lived there for like 3 months, and he wrote the whole time. I don't think he specified what he wrote about, but I think we can all assume he's writing that third season of Master of None.
That's dope. The music was on point.
Anyways, that's our review. Do we have it?
You guys just talked about the whole season. That's fine.
Spoiler alert.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
Hashtag spoiler alert. But for reals, you guys should watch it. If anything, like us talking about it doesn't even do it justice. So this doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys gotta watch it. Just actually let us know what you think. On the last, I need more people to talk.
Email.
What's gonna happen the next season? Is there a next season?
Yeah, let's speculate.
Stay tuned. Find out. Whenever Aziz and Ansari feels like it. I think that they're gonna move somewhere together. Or no.
What about Rachel?
No, I
I can't believe he ended up with her. Like, how fucking tight was that? We hadn't even talked about that.
Yo, that was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
but that's
what?
kind of cool for her too, because I understand
ended
where
up
she's
together?
coming from.
You didn't see this part?
You
It was like the very last scene only.
they were in
Like,
bed together.
the last 2 scenes of it, it was like the last 60 seconds of it, where she was like getting ready to leave with her fiance,
With Pinot.
with Pinot, and he was like, "All right, you ready to go?"
And
to
she
the
had just
airport?
watched a video of her and Aziz talking to future Francesca and Aziz
On her phone,
on her phone. She's
like
watching a
a
video.
snap, basically, something
Yeah.
like that.
Oh.
And she was sitting there, and the husband's like, or the fiance's like, "You ready to go?" Because they're flying back to Italy.
And then it cuts to snowy weather.
And her and Aziz are in bed together.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet they
It's
don't.
like the very last scene.
I bet they don't end up together, and Aziz leaves to Japan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
Oh man.
That's a tough thing.
I
but
think Francesca just stays in New York, because that's the city of her dreams. It seems like.
I don't know. I'd say she goes back to Italy to raise her son there, unless she's like moving to America with her son.
What if
moving
she ends
with
up
Aziz.
pregnant and she doesn't know if it's Pinot's or Aziz's?
Ooh, scandalous.
She'd have to take a pregnancy test like me.
Psychological pregnancy test.
But
Just kidding.
all right, well, yeah, definitely check out that show. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna put this at the beginning, but make sure you watch the show before you listen to this podcast, because we basically talk about everything that happened in it. We do not advise that you listen to this podcast about Master of None until you have watched the show. Aziz Ansari is a genius, and everyone should check it out. So
We
they're
loved
gonna
it.
write theses about thesis.
Thesis is thesi. I think it's thesi.
People are gonna write about this for generations to come. So check it out. Cool. Thanks for checking in with us.
Remember, you guys can write us on our email at. You guys can write us at. I don't know how I'm wording. Why am I wording this?
The
so weird?
Realennials at gmail.com.
The Realennials@gmail.com
Hit
is
up
our
Facebook
email
page.
address.
And we're on Insta now.
We are on Insta.
Hit
We're
us up.
Insta the Realennials. You won't see any posts there yet, but we're working on it. Or SoundCloud, YouTube, same places. Soon to be iTunes. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks for checking in with
Listening.
us. I'm Pat.
I'm Ruby.
We are the Realennials signing out.
See you later.
Peace.
Bye. And it's not recording. crazy.